Hello faves, welcome to Nexa Fashion 247. You're welcome, and today we shall be learning how to insert elastics, the measurement and everything so that it fits perfectly. Okay, just stay around. So the first thing you will do is to measure the round arm. Okay, you measure the round arm. So this will be either at the elbow. If the sleeve is at the elbow, you measure the elbow. If it is after the elbow or down the elbow, if it is at the wrist, wherever it is, you use your tape. Okay, so mine is going to be under after the elbow area. So you measure the exact round measurement, okay, of your client. And then after the measurement, this one I got 8.5 inches, okay? I got 8.5 inches. So you actually get this elastic, okay? You get your elastic band. It could be bigger than this, but mine is the small one. So after you have measured that, all right, I'm using this mannequin hand to do it, okay? So you add 1 inch to that. So after adding 1 inch, the 1 inch is going to be for our what do you call it, stitching, because you're going to be stitching it together. Okay, so that 1 inch is going to be for the stitching. So after you have measured it out like that, don't forget the round and plus one. Okay, the round arm plus 1 inch, then you cut it out. You cut two because you're going to have two sleeves for this tutorial. Okay, so here, this is the sleeve. I had already joined the body of the sleeve to the bodies of the main dress. Okay, so this is what we have. This is the opening of the sleeve, and that is where we're going to be having our elastic. Okay, so you measure the width of your elastic. The width of my elastic is not up to 5 and 0.5, okay, but it's more than 2.5. So I just went ahead to fold it up like that. So whatever you have as your elastic width, you put it down on fold with a little ease. The ease should not be more than point 1 point. Do you understand? So you fold it up exactly like that with a little ease. Then you leave um your stitching allowance because you're going to have something to stitch. Okay, so I'll go over to the sewing machine. As you see me do, I am trying to measure it again. Okay, so you at the midpoint, at the joining of the sleeve, okay, you leave about 1 inch at that middle. Okay, you leave about 1 inch at that middle. That place, you are not going to stitch it down. You're going to leave it open so that it will enable you to fix in your elastic by the time you are done with the stitches. All right, because this space you are leaving is where the elastic is going to pass through. So I had gone round and came back to the same point I started, and as you can see, I left a space there. All right, so this is the space that I did not stitch. So I got a small of safety pin and a bigger one, okay, because the space there is small. So I'll not be using the bigger one to fix in my elastic. I'll just be using it to hold it down so that it doesn't pass through the channel by the time I am fixing the elastic into the channel like this. Okay, so after doing this, you use that space, that opening, to fix the elastic like you see me do. All right, you fix the elastic. I'm trying to make it like you just take your time and do it. I actually had to make it on a fast forward because I don't want the video to be very long. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, so you fix this inwards like you see me do, and then by the time you are fixing it, you are dragging it back, and that bigger pin is going to help it to hold it down so that it doesn't pass. Okay, so I had come to the point where I started again. Yeah, so you Make sure you check to see if your elastic did any twists or any rolls by the time you are fixing it. Make sure it doesn't. If it twists, please straighten it back, because you're not going to like the result if the elastic is rolled or twisted inside the channel. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, you place the two elastic, the ends together like this, and then you stitch them down. The stitch is going to be, you make something like a square or a rectangle, and then you cross it in the middle. I'll show you how it looks like by the time I'm done with that. You just make a square or a rectangle, okay, and then you cross it together. I'll be showing you how it looks like by the time I am done. So if you have watched this video to this point, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, give me a like to support my, okay, so this is how it looks. I hope I was not too fast. Okay, so that is it. Then you open up the seams of the sleeve at that part. You open it up so that you have this neat finishing. Okay, you open it up and then you stitch, you close up that opening. Okay, you close up the opening, but you should not stitch on the elastic. Make sure you are still stitching on the allowance that you left earlier. Okay, make sure that the stitches are just on the allowance that we left earlier and not on the elastic. I hope you understand that. Okay, so when you are done with that, basically we are done with fixing the elastic, but just stay around and see the result. Okay, this is how it looks. You just use your scissors to cut off every excess thread that is dangling, because we want the work to be very neat. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, so support my page with just a subscribe and a like, and tell me what you think about this method of fixing, and tell me if you have another method that you usually use in the comment section. Okay, so this is how it turns out to be. It is not going to be too tight on the sleeve. You know, when it is too tight, it's going to obstruct blood flow and it will make you uncomfortable.